There's an infinite amount of games on Roblox, but most of them suck. So today I played a bunch of Roblox games and I've narrowed down my top 30 to show you guys. These 30 Roblox games consist of horrors, shooters, obbies, and a ton of other interesting games that you haven't seen before. So buckle up, smash that subscribe button, and get ready for a trip to gaming paradise, because these are my 30 favorite Roblox games in no particular order. Starting off strong with one of the wackiest games on this list is Running from the Internet, which is a game where you run from and fight back against an assortment of different memes as well as players. Pick up power-ups like this bomb or this crate and throw them at players or enemies in order to climb the leaderboard. And of course, I can never forget about my defensive players, because this game's got power-ups like this wall or this speed cola that gives you a much needed speed boost. And here's another game called Phighting, which is a really well-made brawler game where you pick from an assortment of characters who all have different abilities and duke it out with other opponents across different stages. This one was probably one of my favorite games on this list, since the game is so alive and there's so many ways to play. The first character I played as was this skateboard dude, who attacks and runs over people with his skateboard. I soon found that I wasn't very good at maining him, so I switched to this other character, who uses a sword, and I was way better at using that character instead. There's not many Roblox games that give you this many cool characters to choose from when playing a game, so this game made its way into my top 30 list very easily. But if you're into team play games and don't want the game you're playing to be oversaturated, you can hop into Pilfering Pirates, which is a team-based game where you destroy other team ships while trying to be the last team standing. This game gives you an assortment of different weapons and tools to choose from in order to attack other teams, so the tactics that you use depends on how you like to play. Switching gears to a more mellow experience, the game Neighbors is a chill Roblox game that mimics the Omegle experience. May you forever rest in peace, Omegle. In this experience, you randomly get matched up with one or more people, and it's up to you to decide what you do with your time together. This game also makes really great use of Roblox's new voice chat feature, which allows you to communicate with others and share your thoughts with people with your voice. I spent most of my time chatting and memeing about with other people that I matched up with, and it was an absolute blast. If you're craving a game that makes you make critical life-altering decisions, the Trolley Game is definitely what you're looking for. In this game, an oncoming trolley is about to hit some people on the tracks in front of it. You're charged with either switching the tracks and allowing the trolley to hit one person, or not switching the tracks and letting the trolley run over multiple people. And if you thought that was it, there's so many other scenarios in this Trolley Game that'll really make you think before you make your decisions. Maybe you're looking for a game that makes you work together with someone else. Well, Altitorture is a vertical obby game where you tie yourself to another person and attempt to reach the summit of a vertical obby. Use the game's unique physics system to your advantage as you make your way to the top. Staying on the theme of teamwork though, the next game is Magnet Mates, a game where you pair up with a partner and climb another obby. But this time you both get unique abilities to either push or pull your teammates over gaps and other hard to conquer obstacles. I actually made a video about this game already, so if you want to see it in action while experiencing some funny moments, you should definitely go give it a watch. Switching gears though to a more intense game, Doors is one of my favorite horror experiences on Roblox. In this game, you're tasked with making your way through an abandoned hotel by yourself or with other players. At first nothing seems out of the ordinary, but if lights start to flicker, then you better hide in the nearest closet or under the nearest bed, because something's coming. Since we're on the topic of horror games, Weird Strict Dad is a horror game where you stay up late at night, fighting your thirst and hunger, while your weirdly strict dad prowls through the house in hopes of catching you while you're out of bed. But if you're into more mellow games with a simpler premise, Distempered is a story-driven game where you wake up in an abandoned laboratory and try to find out what happened. If that game makes you want to get into detective work, then Murder Mystery is a classic Roblox game where one player is chosen to be the murderer and another is chosen to be the sheriff. Everyone else is a regular civilian. The game ends when either the murderer eliminates everyone or the sheriff eliminates the murder. If you're into games with elimination in them though, you should check out the game Arsenal, which is a first-person shooter game where you gear up and fight against other players in an assortment of different maps and game modes. Arsenal isn't a new game though, so if you're already bored with it, then you should try out the game Big Paintball. It's another team FPS like Arsenal, but you use a paintball weapon instead. Big Paintball comes with the unique challenges of dealing with your shots having gravity to them, so there's definitely a learning curve that makes the game all the more fun. If you've played both of these games already for some reason, but still want to shoot other players, then this next game is for you. Shoot Players Off a Map Simulator is a game where you, well, shoot people off a map. This game isn't too serious or too high stakes, but I had a couple of laughs while playing it, which is why it earns a place on this list. Another game with a simple premise that actually requires a bit of skill is Blade Ball, which is a game where you play high-intensity Pong with a fast-moving ball and your blade. If you want a PvP game that actually has a higher learning curve than that, you should play Strongest Battlegrounds. The Strongest Battlegrounds is a game based off of the anime One Punch, where you can choose a character with unique abilities and play against other characters in an arena-style showdown. The game has insane animations for the attacks, as well as an amazing community for learning how to get better at the game. If you want another high-intensity game, then Guts and Blackpowder is for you. This game takes place in the 1800s during a zombie apocalypse, where you have to fight through waves of zombies and try to survive. The learning curve for Guts and Blackpowder isn't as high as the Strongest Battlegrounds though, so you don't have to worry too much at getting better at it, and just worry more about having fun. Speaking of games that require you to get good at it, Funky Friday is a Roblox rhythm game based off of the game Friday Night Funkin'. In this game, you battle other players through an insanely fast rhythm game that takes a bit of learning to get used to. I pretty much got smoked in this game by another person, so comment RIP Brazey down below. Another game I got smoked in was Untitled Boxing Game, which is a boxing game where you fight other players in a boxing ring. It takes a little effort to get good at it, but that makes the victory all the more satisfying. If you're looking for a game to get cool off after you got demolished by the last two games, then Snow Day is the perfect game for you. In this game, you go around as a little snowman and have silly little snowball fights with other players. There's not really any stakes to this game, so feel free to just vibe out with the other snowman players. Journey to the Sun is another chill game where you have to collect 7 sacred flames while doing an obby in order to complete your main quest. One of the more popular games of this list that have a goal but are still pretty chill is Steep Steps. In this game, you climb a mountain obby by placing and picking up a ladder. Just try not to fall. Another cool obby is Carry Me, where you pair up with a teammate and throw them across difficult to clear jumps in order to progress. Really quickly, if you made it this far in the video, you should totally subscribe to see more amazing content like this. Anyways, these next two games are ones that are pretty similar but have their separate charm. The first one is Nico's Nextbots, which is a game like running from the internet, where you run from memes and try to survive different events. The second of the two of these games is Evade, where you run away from memes in different game modes and maps. Both Nico's Nextbots, Evade, and running from the internet are pretty similar, but I'd recommend trying them all, and playing whichever ones you like the most. If you want another game where you try not to get caught, then Hide and Seek is just for you. In this game, you have to play Hide and Seek by disguising yourself as an object from the environment, and blend in order to not get caught by the seeker. Speaking of people who can't be caught, Sonic Speed Simulator is definitely one of my top Roblox games. In this game, you run around Green Hill Zone with Sonic Speed and collect rings and gems that you can use to level up your speed. It's a super fun and super satisfying game that I would totally recommend. Mecha Tornado is another satisfying simulator game on my top 30 list since it's super simplistic but so addictive. You go around the map sucking things up as a tornado and sell the mass you suck up for upgrades to your size and speed. Of course, it isn't one of the most original games I've seen, but this next one takes a cake for its unoriginality. FORTBLOX is a Fortnite clone in Roblox that's actually surprisingly fun to play. At first I thought I would totally hate it, but it was pretty fun and satisfying to eliminate other players. Their lobby menu actually looks like Fortnite as well, which I think is pretty cool. Reaching the last item on our list, I thought I'd end with something comforting and bittersweet, so here's Recollection. Recollection is a simple adventure game on Roblox where you traverse different environments that feel so nostalgic to me. It's a really relaxing game with the simple premise of roaming around and exploring these chill liminal areas. Just make sure you don't go into the bathroom stall in this one hallway. Those were my top 30 Roblox games to play when you're bored, so I hope you find something you'll want to play after this. I'll post links to all the games in the comments down below for you, so no need to worry about finding them yourselves. Take it easy and have a nice day.